Hi, good morning. How is everybody? I see that I'm on live. I'm sorry that it takes me, I stare at this thing for a couple minutes because I'm waiting for it to tell me that I'm on, and I don't want to start talking before I'm on. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Hopefully good. I'm just going to double check and make sure that this is going good. So I got up this morning and did my thing my normal morning routine, and then I came on and I saw all the comments in here on the video replays from this series of lives that I've been doing, and I was so excited to see all your comments. So I'm gonna go ahead and circle back to those after this live and answer your questions and address any comments, and keep those coming. I love to see what your guys' thoughts are, and any challenges that you're having and anything that you have to celebrate too. So if you know I say something that I do and it's something that you already do really well, or that you've gotten in the habit of doing, share that with us, because it's really exciting to see you guys taking care of yourselves and doing things just for you. So share that too. I love to see that. So I'm curious to know who here, okay, I see it's going, who here has kids. I think most of us do. And I'm looking to know who has kids home with you full time. So it could be that you're homeschooling them. It could be that they're too small yet to go to school. Or if your kids go to public school, are you getting ready for them to be home with you full time during the winter break? Because I know that's coming soon. And so exciting for Christmas, but also can be really stressful for work-at-home moms who are not used to having your kids home with you full time. So I've been in both places. I've been a work-at-home mom for 12 years. I worked for 7 years remotely in the medical field, and I started doing that when I was pregnant with my oldest, and then did that for 7 years. And then I left that profession to start my own business, coaching women with nutrition and wellness habits. And so I've been doing that for the last 5 years. And back in the summer, I did a series of lives for the work-at-home moms who were not used to having their kids home with them. I shared lots of tips about work-life balance for ambitious moms and for moms who run a business from home or work as an employee or a freelancer or an independent contractor for an employer. No matter what you're doing, if you're working a paid job from home and taking care of your kids full time simultaneously, you know that it can get a little bit crazy, a little bit chaotic, and it can be really stressful sometimes, especially if we're having an off day or the kids are having an off day or we're not prepared. And so, as I said, I've done both. So all of the years except for 1 year, I've had at least one of my kids home with me full time. There was 1 year where my son was in public school and my daughter was in a co-op preschool for half days. And so being a co-op, I went and worked in the classroom. I think it was 1 to 2 days a week. So I was there a lot. And then the other days when I wasn't there, I would drop her off and I had about 3 hours in the morning to myself. There was 1 year of that. And the rest of the time, I've had kids home with me all day, every day, while I'm doing my work. So I've learned a lot about how to keep the kids busy so that I can get my things done, how to manage all of my to-dos, and how to do it without feeling overwhelmed. Because for sure, for the first few years, it was like crazy town in here. I felt overwhelmed all the time. I felt like I wasn't enough to do all this stuff. I had all these things that I wanted to do. I well, and about 2 years into working in my medical field job, I started working on writing my first cookbook, and my son was a toddler, and my husband was gone a lot for his job. He's active duty Coast Guard. So at the time, he had a really sporadic schedule, and he worked a lot of hours, and he had a really long commute. I think it was like 2 hours each way. It was insane. So he wasn't home a lot. I didn't have a lot of support, and I was trying to balance all this stuff, and I felt like I couldn't get my footing, and I didn't want to give anything up. I loved my job. I loved being with my son all day, and I loved that I was growing into this recipe development and creating these healthy foods for our family, and figuring out how I could share that with other people. And that wasn't something that I wanted to give up either. So if that rings true for you, where you're like, I have all these things, I have the job that I love, I have the business that I love, I have this project that I'm aspiring to complete, and I love having my kids home with me, you know, I totally get that. And I have just a simple tip for you today. And even if your you know, situation is a little bit different and your kids are gone most of the day, that can be hard too. I remember you know, when my son was in public school and my daughter was at the preschool, just having that deadline of like, okay, you guys have to get up, we have to get breakfast, you have to pack your backpacks, you have to have everything ready, you have to be dressed. That chaos of trying to get out the door so that they could be where they needed to be on time was stressful too. And then by the time I got back, I was like, okay, I have this exact amount of time to do what I need to do, and then I got to go and pick everybody up. So that makes it chaotic too. And I absolutely am not saying that if your kids aren't home full time all the time, that you don't have a lot to balance and a lot to deal with and a lot of stress to manage. So I totally understand it from both ways. So, but I know that even if your kids are in public school now, they're getting ready to be home, and especially if you don't have a routine down for that, it can be really stressful and difficult to keep your traction, to keep your momentum in the projects that you're working on. So I have learned over the years that I need to take time for me first thing in the morning. It's the most important thing. So when I start out my day with my own thing, my own stuff that makes me feel good, right off the bat, then the whole day goes more smoothly. My mood and energy are better overall. I have more patience, and the kids pick up on my energy too. So if I'm like scrambling and flustered, they pick up on that, and it kind of creates this snowball effect where then they feel flustered, they get frustrated, and then it's this back and forth. And then it's like trying to put out fires all over the place all day, and that's not a great day. And I'll be honest, we have them. Everybody has them. Okay, so if this is like, oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. It's part of life as being a mom. And there are days where no matter what we do, no matter how prepared we are, no matter how much we've gotten done, you know, for ourselves first, it can just, you know, the day can turn into a shit show. It's just the way that it goes sometimes. But the chances are better of not having that happen if we have ourselves set up for feeling good right away. So my tip today is just to keep a simple routine in the morning, even if you don't have a deadline. So like your kids are home on winter break, so you don't have to be out the door by 7 o'clock. And maybe they're not even going to be up by 7 o'clock because they're getting to sleep in and have that vacation time. And that's fine. What you want to do, though, it's not about the time so much as about the sequence of events. So keeping the routine. So if you normally get up and have breakfast and then get a shower and get dressed and then start your day, keep that routine going. It makes it easier for them because they know that sequence of events. If you don't have a morning routine yet, if it's kind of like you're scrambling every morning just to get everybody up and get out the door, or get everybody up and get started with whatever you have going on, then I'm going to share with you what my simple morning routine is, and you can take from this what feels good for you. If you need more suggestions of things that you can plug in there, I'm happy to offer that. Just let me know in the comments. But so what I do, and mine changes every so often. So since I started doing this series of lives, this isn't something I do all day, year round. So it's changed things a little bit for me. But so what I've been doing is getting up by 7 a.m. I try for 6:30. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and I give myself grace with that. I know that if I'm up by 7, then I can still get the basic bare necessities of what I need to do before the kids are ready to start their day. So if I'm up by 7, I'll do a short meditation, like 10 minutes max. And I use the Buddhify app. I'll post a link for that. It's really cool because it has specific sessions for when you're waking up and specific ones for when you're trying to fall asleep, and all kinds of other things too. So if you're super stressed, you can just, turn that on and do like a quick few minutes to help relax yourself. And then I do a short workout. So many of you know I hurt my ankle back in July, and I have been dealing with some nerve issues that came up as a result of that. And so I'm still not back to normal physically. So I'm not doing the workouts that I had been doing. I can bear weight on my foot a little bit now, which is so awesome because for the first few months I couldn't do that at all. But I'm still not back to where I was, and that's okay. So I've been doing like 10 to 15 minute balance ball workouts or some yoga where I don't have to be on both feet. And then I shower and do my hair and makeup. And then I either journal or prepare for these lives. Some days take longer than others for me to get ready for this, but that's what I do for me. So that's 2 hours altogether. And then that's my time for me. Then the kids usually will wake up sometime in the middle of all that, and that's their free time. So they can play with their toys or, read a book or have quiet time, play with the pets, whatever they want to do until I'm done with this part of my work, which is doing these lives. And then we step into our family routine. So we have breakfast, we do chores, and then we start our homeschooling lessons for the day. So it's really easy to just have like a short sequence of things. But when we make that a habit and we make that a regular routine, no matter where we are. So these are all things that I can do even if we're traveling, even if, one of the kids is sick, even if my husband is home off work, even if I'm doing different things in my business. When I'm done with this series of lives, I'll move on and start a different project that I do starting at 9 o'clock every day, because it helps me stay on track and have that time and have those pieces that I don't want to give up. I have dedicated time for each piece. And that is what I wanted to share with you today, is and you can do it at nighttime too. which we also do. And I'll maybe talk about that on another day. But really, for the morning time, it's so important. If you don't take that time for yourself first thing, more often than not, it's not going to happen. Because if you're waiting for whenever you can find the time, that time is never going to come. Things are going to come up, you know, school things are going to come up, the kids are going to need extra attention or whatever, you know, stuff happens. And so when we're proactive, when we take that time, and your morning sequence doesn't even have to be that long. If you can get up half an hour before your kids, that's a half an hour. You can get a meditation, you can get a workout, you can probably get a shower, maybe not completely be ready, but you can be, you know, on your way to doing that. Or, you know, you can take some time to journal or write, or just sit with your coffee and be in the quiet for 10 minutes and see what a difference that makes for the rest of your day. And I really, really encourage you to try doing this and let us know what you're doing and how it goes and how it feels. Because I love to see when you take the things and plug them in and how that works out for you and how that feels for you. So I love to see you all commenting. I love to see you sharing what you're doing. Please keep doing that. I will be back on again tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. I'll have another tip for you. We still have quite a few days left. If there's anything that I haven't covered yet that you're not sure about, or you have questions about, or you'd like a little guidance on, let me know, because I'm doing this as the things come to me and I feel like, okay, this is what I need to share with these ladies today. But you know, really this is for you. So if there's something that you're wondering about or you've been hoping I'll talk about, let me know that, because I will absolutely address and answer any and everything that I possibly can, because that's what I'm here to do. Okay, I hope you have the great rest of the day, and I will see you all in the group, and then I'll see you on here again tomorrow. Bye-bye.